Debate live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on Facebook and X. Now we are joined by Adam Price, Neil, Sensual Goat, Kim, that's Flatsy, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth debate. No, it's not. It's the politics Discord server. So welcome one and all.
The price of Adam, not Adam Price.
I earned that title.
Just say what I see.
Morning.
It says Adam Price. That's what I said. What do you want? Anyway, your Discord and or YouTube moniker aside, welcome Discord panel. We are in politics today. So if you did want to join this particular server that we are frequenting today and have been for about a year now on a Friday, you will have to pick it up from one of the links in the YouTube live stream chat, which I hope one of my moderators will post. So the politics server, fantastic server, very accommodating to us and has been for quite some time. We are here to tell them Earth is measured flat. And as flat earthers, there's no need to be telling people how Earth isn't ball-shaped as your opener, given that you're a flat earther. Open with the facts of the matter when it comes to Earth and how it's measured. Flat. So we've been singing that good message, as I say, for about 12 months. And that's why we're here today. Sometimes they're very exciting shows. Sometimes they're a bit slow and a bit long-winded to get started. We'll see how this one goes.
It's been a year already.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it didn't turn 2024 and me immediately jump into the politics Discord server. I'm like, this is the message for 2024. And then we're like, how can we spread this message further and wider? And then we went into politics.
Unfortunately, flat earthers are not listening, Nathan.
People don't generally listen to things immediately. When I was being trained up on what science meant in reality by Quantum Eraser, I explained to him that I'd need it probably 10 times. That would be the same thing repeating 10 times before it would sink into the point where I could repeat it to next man in a concise manner. So people not listening when they've heard it several times. Yeah, Earth's measured flat, says Nathan. That can't be that easy. Yeah, it can be. Just go and have a look at some of the measurements. But you don't believe me on the first bluff, do you? People think I'm just making it too simple. No, I'm not.
I don't see your question, but I need it another 9 times.
No question here. Earth's just measured flat. I mean, we could ask the Discord server. There's some ballers in there. Is there any evidence of Earth curve? Ladies and gentlemen of the politics Discord server? It's the horizon, formerly known as Earth curve. No? Shout out to Unitox Femu. If you had GBD, globe belief disorder, breathe deep and every morning repeat sea level. For lunch, define elevation, and in the evening, angels. I think he spelt it angles, or, you know, that play on words, playing. Thank you very much. That is probably the best written super chat from Unitox Femu ever. Thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate the support.
That was good. Good on you, Sasha.
Go ahead. Is it River? I don't know. Maybe not. So yeah, as I say, if it takes a little while for this show to get going before either a curious flatty who wants clarity on some of the arguments or a brave pill saturated, let's just say, globe believer decides that they want to challenge us on what we say typically. Not in this server. We'll see. Silence doesn't fuss me too much on a Friday.
You've been blinking, Maverick. Maybe you have something to say?
Blanking?
Yeah, like your mic's open.
Oh, my bad.
I'd say it's a pretty successful year in terms of the message going across the year. Why would you suggest that the flat earthers aren't listening to that message? Been punting it for a year.
Well, like I say, a lot of the flat earthers that are out and about and people love to hear from are saying it in passing. They'll say, yeah, Earth is measured flat. That's it. Then they'll go off into ether and other things. A lot of them are not listening.
Okay. Well, recently we've been specifically covering Witsit Gets It doing that. Do you mean Witsit Gets It's not listening? Because he specifically does that.
No, not just him. Not just him.
Well, who else is doing this dropping in of Earth being measured flat and then waffling on about something that isn't related to Earth or its measurements and it being flat?
I heard it in a short. I don't know. That was just going through a bunch of shorts, and that's exactly how the guy sounded. Said we have measurements, and then next thing I know, they were in ether.
Yeah, I mean, Witsit's got his fans, so you got to expect him to be influential on people if he's an influencer, in the same way I am. You know, when I hear people saying the things that we say, if you will, on Flat Earth Debate, that's because we have influenced them to do so, and Witsit does that too. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. Obviously, we'd prefer that people talking about... Go ahead, whoever that is.
You know, the unfortunate thing is that when you have, let's say, influencers, right? Especially in today's scope, you have influencers that unfortunately don't do great things. You know, like you slapping your child on a camera.
I haven't slapped my child on a camera. What are you talking about?
You want me?
Get rid of this idiot.
Is this what
Yeah,
ballers do?
I'm pretty sure that's dogs are gods
what
again.
Ballers do to relieve their pain. They like to come and accuse me of child abuse. Wow. I've just explained how Earth's measured flat for a solid, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Talk to Neil about why flat earthers wouldn't accept this or don't understand it. And what I get from this globe-believing numpty is accused of child abuse. Wow.
What else could they do?
What, accept that Earth is measured the way it's measured? That would be flat. No, I think it'd be better to attack me, claim I'm a child abuser. Now, I don't beat my kids. Earth is measured flat, though. Did you want to address the latter?
I think they already banned him.
He's still here?
No, I think they got banned already. Whoever that was.
Good. Not my server. Again,
Yeah,
for my audience's benefit, this isn't my server, so I'm not in charge here, so I can't just, immediately server ban somebody for coming in and okay.
Yeah, I didn't want him here anymore.
Say again, sorry?
Yeah, he's done.
I didn't need him here anymore. He was trying to post shit, so I got rid of him.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, it's always very slick. Within a couple of minutes of somebody doing something like that, whenever I'm in politics or whenever it's happened in the past, it immediately fills me with joy because you are slick in here. In terms of mod skills, you guys are very slick. I know AJ's someone we're familiar with, but the whole team seems to be like a coherent team of moderation. And that the audience will never understand that because they've probably never worked as a moderating team. The best moderating teams are the ones that you have no idea are even there. Whereas I really appreciate that. In other words, it's generally you can only get moaned at as a moderator. Why didn't you do this? Whereas if there's no moans, it means all of the moderation team are working coherently and doing their job well. And then they're invisible, basically. Which is no thanks task, right? Then no one thanks you. But I'm grateful. I'm always grateful to mod teams.
Yeah, we like to stay invisible. It's the best part.
Well, I'm grateful. When that happens, I'm then acutely aware that there's somebody working hard to make that be the case, which is wonderful because that's what it needs to be, but still takes effort and is thankless.
There's at least 6 moderators in here right now that are not saying a word.
Yeah, it makes me smile. You guys are all ace and appreciated by me. if not by everybody who's watching and doesn't know about how many feet are furrying around underneath the surface of the water as all the swans glide on the top.
Yeah, and so everyone's
Yeah,
aware
but-
that was Dogs Are Gods. Again, that's another sock account from him. You know who Dogs Are Gods are, Nathan?
I don't care if you've got a question. Has he got a question?
No, that was the guy who just piped up before and got banned. He's a prolific
Fair
pest.
enough. They're in
Aussie
pain.
guy.
That's the thing. They have nothing to attack the arguments anymore. So it's always been the case that the best thing they can do is discredit the person passing on the information, or attempt to. That's their tactic. Well, okay, we've got an argument. Earth will still be flat, regardless of your claims of my child abuse that aren't true. Earth will still be flat tomorrow, though. What are you going to do about that? Will the pain relief that you've sought out here by accusing me of a crime make you feel better about Earth measurements tomorrow? Well, maybe it'll relieve the pain for a minute or two, but that's all.
No, Nathan, they're trying to character assassinate you. Nathan's children love him, and it's obvious to anyone that knows him personally.
Who cares? They could hate me.
Let's hope he
It
gets
wouldn't matter
the
either
mental
way.
help
It wouldn't
he
matter if they
obviously
did
needs.
hate me. Let's say they did. Let's say they despised me. I was one of those terrible fathers. I was never in their life. I mean, that's not the case. I homeschool them, but let's pretend. Okay? Does that make any difference to flat Earth measurements either, Neil? Doesn't matter either way. That's the point. It's just an ad hom.
No, but what I'm saying is their whole thing, if you go back, way back, it's always character assassination because they have no proof.
Sure. But like I say, I've got such a thick skin now, I don't care. You think I've got some good character to defend? You guys at large, in the social structure that we've all been enveloped in from birth, think that I, as a flat earther, am the lowest of the low and worthy of ridicule regardless of whether or not some tosser comes in and claims I've committed crimes. That's not going to really smear me much more than I can be. I'm considered a flat earther, but Earth is still measured flat tomorrow. That's my point. Yeah, well, you want me to see more scummy in the unless I change the general perception of flat earthers in general, like everybody in the world suddenly didn't have the automatic assumption that flat earthers are scum and stupid. Until I change that, you can smear me all you like, and it makes no difference. I'm still here. Been here 10 years. You think it's new that people come in and start accusing me of stuff? No, it isn't. But I'm still here telling you it's flat and how it is measured thus. No amount of character assassination is going to make you feel any better about how Earth is measured tomorrow when that pain relief, because you've gone, yay, I attacked Nathan Oakley, that wears off really quick for you who are in pain with the measurements of Earth that is flat. That's the point. Long gone are the days of them telling us that they've got globe measurements. Now, any claim they say they have of globe measurements immediately has one of us pointing out where Earth is measured flat for their claim. Troubling times. What do I do? What do I do? Call him a child abuser, quick! Okay.
After making a new account.
Yeah, it used to be do not swear, and when you get banned for swearing, don't come back with sock accounts. Do I need to add to the intro? You know, the same goes when I'm in other people's servers. Don't come back as sock accounts. What gives? Suppose they're not listening to the intro in Discord, Politics Discord, right? They haven't come from my show. That's the point. So he's not hearing me say, don't create new accounts when you get buggered off for doing whatever you've done. Swearing is just a way of saying don't be naughty.
Nathan, that pitch data that we got from Buck Sodbuster, it's driving him crazy that he released that information of how to get it because he's in the chat every day. He does not stop.
Stop what?
Claiming about dip correction, that we don't know what we're doing, and Earth is a sphere, all that nonsense. I think he's feeling really guilty that he released that.
You're saying the guy who pointed us in the direction of pitch data available to all, publicly recorded, etc., etc. The guy who alluded to that, who is on the Globe side, now is going crazy in the chat, saying, that's a ball, that's a ball, that's a ball. Because he didn't think it was doing any harm by giving us the pitch data. Is that what you're saying? Who cares?
Yeah, now he realizes the harm he's done, so he's in here every day claiming that we don't know what we're doing when we're talking about dip correction. It's sloped angles and all of that nonsense. He's feeling the pain.
Oh, well. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I mean, if he wants us to make him feel better, the only thing I could sincerely offer to make him feel better is that it really doesn't matter that it's you that gave it us. We'd have got it eventually. You know, it's the hive mind. There's a lot of people. There's potential on all sides when we're in a group that is very well connected through things like YouTube and social media. We're in big groups with lots of people scrutinizing us and watching us. So if it wasn't you, Buster, giving us the pitch data, it would have been someone else eventually. If it makes you feel any better, don't feel any guilt. Yeah, it is devastating to the argument, but it's not your pitch data either. The fact that you knew where to get something doesn't make you responsible for the thing that we got, and doesn't mean that ultimately we wouldn't have got there eventually without your assistance pointing us in the right direction. I do thank you for doing so, though. If you've put a shortcut in our way, or however you describe getting a shortcut, then great, thank you. You know, I am grateful. I don't know about you, Neil. I'm grateful to the guy who gave it us. How long it had taken us to get there without his assistance is anybody's guess, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a hero. He's a flat Earth hero.
I don't know about that. He's not a hero. But that sounds like you're trying to twist a knife. He's no hero, you know, because I've just demeaned that and gone, look, to absolve yourself of guilt. Yeah, you gave it to us, but you just a guy being honest and going, well, actually, I know where you can get that data. Here it is. Why wouldn't I give it you? It's not going to change the fact that Earth's a ball, says he when he hands it over. When we go, here you go, there's a flat measured, recorded, set in stone from a very official foot. He goes, oh crap. Don't worry about it, Burke. You don't have to keep chanting in the chat. I mean, if you really want better pain relief and reaffirmation of a ball, there's plenty of places to get it. Go to Simon Dan. I say that in jest to other people, but in sincerity, go and watch a bit of Simon Dan for a bit. You know, and you'll come away going, yeah, it's a ball. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know actually what Simon Dan produces. I just know he's an anti-flatty. So he'll affirm your bias for you, buddy.
No, he thought the pitch data was going to confirm a ball.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. He had good intentions for the ball when he gave us the pitch data, right? He's not going to think that it's going to in any way affirm something that we've been arguing with logical consistency for years and years and years on end, with absolutely cast iron, you know, as official as it gets documentation. He didn't know that would be the result. It is. Earth's measured flat and the pitch data proves it. So, any of the ballers want to accuse me of crimes or argue that we've got Earth curve measurements, perhaps? You know, that would be a better alternative, in my humble opinion. No?
I think we should focus on your personal appearance for a while.
Or my criminal record that I don't have. Do you know what I mean?
Or how about your shelving?
Yeah, somebody in the comments was saying, you need to improve those hexagon shelves that are behind you. And I'm like, hexagon shelves? He didn't say hexagon shelves. I'm saying that so that when I put the camera on now, it makes sense what the guy's talking about. So he's talking about these, which are acoustic panels, right? So there's 3 or 4 of them, all globe believers, in the comments going, get those shelves fixed, get those shelves fixed. And then it must have been you, right? You've said it's not shelves, it's acoustic treatment. Was that you?
No, it wasn't me.
Someone else pointed out, and I'm like, yeah, you globe-believing idiots think that they're shelves. Okay, there's Lego on them. They are also acting as a shelf for Lego that constantly rotates around the room at a cost of thousands of pounds, I might add. Bloody Lego's expensive. I had no idea. My wife, she's like putting these vouchers into the Lego thing, scanning all these vouchers, and I'm like, so how much do these sets cost? I'm looking at all of the different, you know, what they call them, instruction manuals. And she tells me, I'm looking at all these sets going, my God, we must have spent about $5,000 on Lego. My God, no wonder we're poor. You know, to be fair, it is about 8 years worth of Lego. But that day I was watching them play with one of the sets and I'm like, be gentle with that.
The Earth is round.
Oh, yeah.
The Earth is round.
Oh, yeah.
It is,
We got
I just
contender.
wanted to tell Nathan, Legos can withstand an 80-ton hydraulic press, bro. They're made to last.
That's true, but it's also a fallacy of division. A Lego penguin cannot stand an 80-ton press. I absolutely assure you of that.
True. True story.
Yeah, I'm sure Lego.
If you shoot a laser beam from one end of the world to the other, if the world was flat, you would see the laser beam. I rest my case.
As evidenced
I have
by?
solved.
Okay. Did you have an example of that?
Do you want me to Google it? You reckon no one's done it before?
No, it's your claim.
Well, I mean, to actually back up my claims.
Yes, that would be ideal if you could back up your claim. Unless you were expecting me to do it. Were you expecting me to back your claim?
No, I retract my statement. I'm muting my mic.
No worries. Just so I've got something that you can walk away with after your baseless assertion that you couldn't back about Earth being a globe by taking apart a flat Earth claim you hadn't in any way endeavoured to demonstrate. Earth is actually measured flat. For instance, when making the maps, you've got this system called latitude, which you may or may not be aware of. Now, latitude is elevation angles. That's a flat baseline and a line up to the star Polaris. You can only acquire that system for mapping if Earth is flat. And Earth is, I assure you, flat. It's measured for latitude. So just so you've got something to go away with, that would be me backing the fact Earth is flat with a measurement of latitude that has a flat Earth prerequisite. Earth must be flat for latitude to even exist. There you go, there's me backing what I say with proof and evidence, just so you got something after your baseless assertion.
You're hot right now, and you're trending in Europe right now.
That's fascinating. Meanwhile, Earth's measured flat, just for you to have something to go away with. We heard your baseless assertion, or baseless slursion, we could call it. Do you like that? Baseless assertion? I thought that was very funny.
Yeah, I do, however, have one thing to add for the slow kids who actually thought from the Glober side that he had a point, is that the ambient atmospheric occlusion that occurs over a horizontal plane would preclude a laser from penetrating at approximately 300 to 350 miles. So you couldn't even shoot a laser across the world, dude. Your whole idea is nonsensical.
Not to mention the light or the laser beam would diverge at some point.
There just aren't enough AA batteries in the world, are there?
Exactly. However, to his point, where he conceded that if the laser can shoot across and be seen on the other side, then that disproves a globe. Just to answer his point, well, that's already been done many, many times. Lasers being shot and hitting their targets at the same level across the body of water, proving that what? Water is level, flat, horizontal. So according to you, Earth is flat. Welcome, brother.
Shout out to Jason Dean. Earth is round. Blah. Thank you for the super chat. Right, as it's gone a bit silent.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'll just do a quick call to action for the politics server. So hopefully one of my mods will post a link, if you would be so kind. Post a link to one of the Discord servers, politics in this case, where we are on a Friday typically, and I've been for about a year. So if you're watching this live, please go and join the politics server. There you go. Sorry, I'm done.
I was just going to point out, plenty of round things are also flat. So again, he concedes the Earth is flat. Good for you guys. I mean, all these Globers showing up conceding the Earth is flat. It's a great day for flat Earth. We're going to have to buy extra snacks for all the new people.
I saw a short the other day that was like the guys in accountancy saying they need to pep up their sales for potato chips. They go, should we ask Alex? And they're like, no, don't ask Alex. He comes up with some crazy ideas. They go, no, we've run out of ideas. We'll have to ask Alex. So Alex comes over and he goes, what should we do, Alex, to pep up the crisp sales? He says, we should make crisps in the shape of a hyperbolic parabola. And then he shows them a Pringle shape. As we can stack them in tennis tubes, it'll be awesome. People will be cremated and keep themselves in these crisp jars that we sell them. Go away, Alex, you're bonkers, you're bonkers.
Yeah, them Pringles be awesome, though.
I was just thinking, you could assume Earth's a hyperbolic paraboloid, or whatever you call a Pringle shape. They just automatically assume that we should beg the question of sphericity alongside them. Come on, have some imagination. There are more exciting shapes to assume Earth is. We're getting bored with just people coming here assuming Earth's a sphere. Can't you assume it's something a bit more interesting? I mean, the reality is even more boring. It's just a plane of reference as measured. That's Earth. That's kind of boring, really, when you actually boil flat Earth down to the reality of it. Yeah, it's just measured flat. That's actually really boring.
But why are they keeping it a secret then? If you your belief, then why is the
Who are
world
they?
flat?
Nobody's
Why are we being told that it's round? Can you just shed some lights on that?
You would have to find out who told you that it was round, and you'd have to ask them why they told it you. I mean, nobody's lying.
Why do you believe? Why do you believe that they're trying to make us believe that it's round? What game is there in it for them?
So, did you hear my answer?
Oh,
it seems your capability of comprehension is a bit lower than is necessary to communicate with me. I've just answered your question.
You might lag.
Okay, perhaps if you stop talking, I'll repeat it, hopefully without you talking, for a second time, for you to know why the person who told you Earth was a ball incorrectly was motivated. You'd have to go to them and ask them. I further add that nobody's lying about anything. Earth is measured flat, and if you try and functionally do anything, or go to the documentation about how you functionally do anything with Earth, it will also say Earth is flat, because it is. That's how it's dealt with functionally. So who's lying according to you? And if it's just, well, I, meaning you, believe it's a ball, well, who told you that? Go ask them.
But don't you have a theory?
What about how Earth is measured? Don't need theories here. We've got measurements. It's more of a maths category.
Not theory. Like why they're keeping it a secret?
Who are they? And who are they? For the third time?
The society, the 1% of the 1%.
Who are they? I don't know who they are.
They're like Mission Impossible. You know, the dude that Tom Cruise is always trying to fight that evil, like, dudes that are always trying to end the world. Like them, them, binary. They.
So you're asking me why the they, them inside Mission Impossible lied to you about being on a ball. When did you last have your mental evaluation, sir? My name's Nathan Oakley.
No.
I'm not asking you to chuckle at me, sir. You seem disturbed to ask somebody else why in the Mission Impossible universe somebody lied about Earth being... I can't answer that, sir. That's preposterous. I'm a flat earther who knows how Earth is measured. My name's Nathan
I'm
Oakley.
just saying the
I am in the middle of
organisation, why they
talking, and it
lied
would
to-
seem that you've
what's the
decided
big
you're going to
secret?
slur through the top of me
What's
because
the-
me talking is you talking, obviously. Me in the middle of my statement is you deciding that it's only appropriate that you should be talking after your delusional nonsense about men in Mission Impossible. No, sir. I'm telling you that Earth is measured flat because it is measured flat. I'm giving you my name so you can reference me later. My name's Nathan Oakley. Unlike you, I'm not asking about characters in Mission Impossible movies about their motivation for lying about globe Earth. I'm telling you how Earth is measured and giving you my name out of politeness. Nathan Oakley is my name. Earth is measured flat. Dun 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 dun
Very nice decrescendo there.
Dude, are you having a bad time or something?
All of them on the globe side are having a bad time, always. It's a very depressing thing to be.
I'll give him props, though. That was pretty original. I never heard that one before.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they? The guys from Mission Impossible, dude. Who else?
The they-thems from Mission Impossible, no less. The they-them non-binaries from Mission Impossible. They're obviously the ones lying to us about the globe. Why would they lie? I don't know. Called an appeal to motivation fallacy. It matters not what motivated the they-thems to lie. What's the lie? Is it a lie or isn't it, first of all? If it is, then you know it's a lie. That's it. That's the end of the story for you. Oh, right, you need to know why your wife was cheating on you. No, just leave your wife. She's cheating on you, you know now. Don't try and divine her motivation. Just leave her, lest you be called a cuck. Why would she lie? Why would she cheat on me? She did. Get over it. Move on. Stop trying to divine her motivation. It matters not. You're not going to be with her anymore, are you? No, but I really want to know why so I can change. All right. Well, you're going to be a victim again, aren't you? Clearly. She'll do it to you again. But yeah, question why the liars lied to you. Me, I don't care. NASA, I turned my back on them long ago. But why would NASA be pretending to be in the sky? I don't care. That's your concern now, not mine. I don't care. Just turn your back on them. They're liars. Chocolate saying on my panel made a whole song about it about 8 years ago. Called, guess what? Why would they lie? With us basically taking the mickey out of idiots who would question that. Who cares why they'd lie? But that's what we get asked. Well, what's your theory? What about your sudden concern about motivation? A fallacy. I don't have the same concerns. You go find out for us. Let us know when you do.
Globers, we didn't ask why would they lie when we became flat earthers, so you can just give up on that one.
As long as you know it's flat, you shouldn't concern yourself with it. It doesn't matter why they lied. Literally. If you know they have lied. That is to say, who has lied? There's very few people I can actually put in the list of liars. Astronauts. I know the sky's not a vacuum. Any man who professes to have been in a sky vacuum is a liar. Now, that's a pretty slim list. Astronauts. That's about it. There's very few people I can call liars. Now, the rest of them, duped, fooled, useful idiots, or anything else, does it matter? I know how Earth's measured. Now, if people go around saying otherwise, that's their bag. That ain't me. I'm not going to call them liars. Half the time they don't know any better. You know, it's ignorance. Shout out to Phoenix Rising 86 for the super chat. To give the illusion that we'd be unsupervised, we failed God, and then a skull and crossbones, a lot of babies to answer. Is that what he means? Am I supposed to be reading the emojis to answer the heads case question? Thank you very much for the super chat, Phoenix Rising. I'll read it without the emojis. To give the illusion that we're unsupervised, we failed God, and a lot of you've got to have babies to answer the head case's question. Peace sign. Okay, I struggle to read emojis in the middle of a super chat, but really appreciate the support. Thank you very much indeed. I got at least maybe 20 minutes left with the Discord politics server.
Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, everyone. Did I hear someone say a minute ago, why are they hiding the fact that it's flat? Or did I hear that wrong?
From the drunk guy?
Is that what it is?
That was the essence of what he was asking. What's your theory about hiding flat Earth / lying about the globe?
You can't hide something just blatantly in front of you.
Yes, that's why I came in. I couldn't hold it. I was just listening in. I couldn't hold it. Like they're not hiding it. Just look out your front door. Like it's right there. All the measurements there. There's nobody's hiding it. People just choose to believe something else. That's all. Nobody's hiding it from you.
You can't hide something that is functionally required to move around and stuff. It's impossible to hide the actual nature of Earth. Now, they've created, this is the difficult part for them, they've created a religion about being on a ball. Now, that doesn't need any measurements. There's nothing dependent on that. And if some aspect of it fails, well, then you just change it. That's how globe functions. Like, oh, well, if the model's wrong, we'll add a bit of dark matter. Oh, well, then we need a bit of a dark energy. And, well, then we've got a cosmic radiation background medium that, perpetuates life from the origins that we can see back in time with in this model. You can do whatever you like. Now, that's your belief in being on a globe, which doesn't require anything to actually functionally operate in reality. You can try and translate that belief into reality so it seems like it has some semblance of use in reality. But the two are separate things. There's reality, and that requires Earth be measured flat because you're actually physically doing things. And if you don't, you'll die. That's it. Functionally, Earth has to be flat. So if you do anything with Earth, it will be and is and can only be flat. So when people come along and go, why are they hiding flat Earth? They're not. Brian's point. So how do you make it seem like there's a... Sorry, the guy that I was summarising your point about, you felt the need to yawn through the middle of my point there, sir? What's going on? Did you just felt like having a bit of a growl with your mic wide open, sir, or summarising your point?
Sorry, I'm going to mute my mic. I forgot that my mic was an open mic.
No, that's okay.
I'll let you go back to your...
I didn't need your permission, actually, sir. Just need you to just shut up and ideally not interrupt with your mic wide open, but thanks. You've had to be server muted because after your interruption you carried on waffling, giving me permission to talk on my own show. But thank you. Really appreciate that interruption. Yeah, Brian's right. There's no hiding anything, sir. It's flat and it's measured that way. For everyone, always. But separate to that, you've got a religion of being on a ball, haven't you? That doesn't have anything to do with practically applied Earth, though. You just have to make it seem like it could work with an Earth that's measured flat. Yeah, exactly, Brian.
It's equivalent to... Sorry, you finished, Nathan.
Yeah, I'm saying exactly, Brian.
All right, sorry. Well, technically, Flatty jumped in just before me, but it's equivalent to saying, let's just say, why is the Baha'i faith hiding the fact that it's flat? It's like, No, no, you just have a religious belief about it not being flat. No one's hiding that it is. You know, that's all it is. It's that simple. But we haven't really broke it down to that until this point, have we? You know?
Got a
sure
nice
if this-
super chat there, buddy.
Yeah, Clip Brown says the best part of waking up is flat Earth in your cup. I think he's doing like a super. Is it super noodles or soup? Cup of soup or something like that. The best.
Folgers.
Is it cup of soup that he's trying to
Folgers
do?
coffee, Nathan. Come
Folgers
on.
coffee.
Folgers.
I don't know it. I'm really sorry. Someone's gonna have to sing that tune. Is it an American advert?
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
That's an American advert. I don't know it. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad Flatsy was here to save my bacon. Thank you.
It was hard not to laugh.
We had a couple of other super chats that have come in as well. That was $100 super chat, so I'm seriously glad that you got something sung to him. Excellent. You got value because Flatsy was here. If she hadn't have been, I wouldn't have given it here. But thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate the $100 super chat there. Also, shout out again to Unisox Femu. But where can I find reality of Earth in the measurements? Anything practically applied, Unisox Femu? Thank you very much for the super chat. I could only use emojis or Google won't take the super chat. Is that right? God's plan is coming full circle. Peace sign. Thank you very much, both of you, or all three of you, for your super chats. Really appreciate the support.
Neil will sing the same thing for you for a $5.
You get much cheaper from Neil.
Hey, don't laugh. I was a singing bass player. I was in a band for 5 years.
I did the Mission Impossible tune earlier.
That was good. It was very good. I haven't warmed up my voice this morning yet, so good job at getting me to sing.
That was a perfect raspy song.
The growling and murmuring sounds that came out of the guy there earlier who opened his mic, not the last time he opened it, but the time before that, before I joined. That's the sound of globe. That's sounded like. That's what's
You
going
missed
on
the guy this
inside them.
morning, Brian, contending with Pitch Data. You would have liked that.
We haven't made it on if he was a LARPer. The guy that was, well, he might have been a LARPer, so he's saying he's a flatty, but then from what I can glean, he's saying, well, what about if I pretend to be a globey for a bit? And then he said, let's have a look how pitch data would work on a globe. And I've gone, it can't work on a globe. It's not an argument, it's a conclusion. And he's like, well, let's just assume Earth is a globe and see it. And I'm like, no, show me the globe on the pitch data. Then AJ steps in and goes, right, at X time past the hour, there's the pitch data. So I'm like, show me the globe on it. And that was the end of the discussion.
Yeah.
Wasn't. There was a bit of argy-bargy actually in reality, but you can imagine what it descended into.
It was the essential end, is what you're saying, is it?
The guy eventually had to be server muted because there's rumpusing and various stuff from that point forth, right? But then at the point that the moderators in the politics shut him down, I'm like, what's going on? And then Neil says, I think that guy's a flat earther. What? Surely not. He's rumpusing at the point that is most contentious. That doesn't seem like someone LARPing and disclaiming that they're LARPing as a glurf. It seems like someone that actually is an anti-flat earther. Man, these are terms that people who are unfamiliar with this won't know.
Well, you know what it is? Hey, chocolate. I suppose it's a case of something like the pitch data or elevation angles or one of these that they're against the religion of the globe, and so we have to understand that there's going to be a lot of people coming up with crazy nonsense. You know what I mean? To try and explain away reality, because that's what it is, isn't it? Because when your religion is that it's a globe, but the reality is that it's flat, you're going to have to come up with something. Aren't you? It's either that or drop the religion, which most of them are not going to do.
But this kind of ties into, it's weird because we've been discussing your efforts when critiquing Witsit, and I can't remember, I think it was, I'm not trying to be contentious here and start any arguments, but when looking at your efforts and comparing them, and it's caused a big row, which I've immediately regretted bringing this up as a comparison, but you've done a fair amount of stuff to end up in a position to come up with a decent argument with pitch data, right? It's not just chance where you've suddenly dropped into this discussion and gone, look, check it out, pitch data, and then by chance, Sodbuster's giving you some, and wow, what a wonderful... No, you know, when you're doing your thing, like Brian has been doing for a considerable amount of time, you end up with a gem, right? Every dog has his day, if you will. And that's Brian, the dog, having his day with pitch data because he's been at it a long time. I'm trying to downplay, but simultaneously give a justification for you coming up with such a grand argument. It's not out of the blue, right?
Are you saying if you keep digging, you'll find a diamond kind of stuff?
That's a better analogy.
Yeah.
Brian's been digging a nice big hole, and if the hole represents what he's been doing, I know that has ended in a row in the last week. Right, AI? That's not what I'm trying to take this, though. I'm trying to say what Brian said at the end of this. You eventually find a diamond, as opposed to get it back into how much bloody wits it's done, and that being contentious. Anyway, yeah.
Same for anyone, isn't it? If anyone who's been in the topic a couple of years, everyone has their own gem eventually, you know. If you're looking into stuff and you're trying to prove your point, and you're in the topic a couple of years, you're going to find something that's going to be attributed to you, you know, something that would be of note.
Well, this is the thing, you see, because when we first put pitch data out there, or let's be more accurate, when you first put pitch data out there, having tried to chase it down with people like Wolfie, Adam and QE jumped on the bandwagon immediately and were like, look, we've all been talking about this. Now, that isn't unreasonable, because they'd been arguing it in a subtly different way, both Adam and QE, for years. So for them to, you know, get alongside you, to put it in a more positive light, was perfectly obvious and reasonable to do so. But by the same token, from day one, I saw it as your argument. Like, this is a Brian's logic moment. And in a way, I'm not saying that they were trying to steal your thunder, but it's still like, well, we were all talking about it. It's like, yeah, but Brian was the one who got it and was chasing it, and you've got the stories of having literally asked Wolfie for it for ages. So in my mind, bloody Adam and QE aren't listening. In my mind, this is your argument, Brian. Until Adam or QE get here, and then I'll relinquish all claims that I ever said this.
Well, yeah, it is because my argument with Lite became mainly, even though Adam's data is completely validated by the pitch data, and the pitch data is validated by Adam's data, and QE's argument is totally validated. Not saying they need it to be, I'm just saying they are. So the pitch data, Adam's argument, and QE's argument all validate each other. So yeah, it's a trio kind of situation. But my argument became concerning Lite. It's not that I wouldn't make the arguments that QE or Adam are making. Is that my argument was lift effect, because that's the killer. So I technically didn't need the pitch data to win a debate or to win a point with lift effect. But the thing about it is the pitch data shows, you know, the data of what's happening. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. So it really just validates Adam, because Adam's data shows that the vector of down never changes. So there's no divergence. All the vectors of down, while the plane was at cruising altitude, were all exactly parallel. They weren't diverging from each other towards the center of the globe. You know what I mean? That is actually brilliant data. Technically, we got the data in 2016, but because Adam is just a chemist, just a pharmacist, it wasn't going to be accepted. No, everyone could hand wave it away. But when you go official data, which is what I was looking for years, when you get that, it can't be hand waved. Yeah, when it shows exactly what people have been saying for years, it can't be hand waved.
The two can parallel alongside each other. Same with Demarbled data, actually. You know, you confirm.
Absolutely, yeah. Just as good. It's just not official, that's all.
Exactly. Well, it's showing that the official data matches what we verify in actuality, what we've shown to be the case with accelerometers or by whatever means. It validates those manual gatherings of data, however you want to describe Adam and Demarbled's efforts.
But people would have laughed at Demarbled maybe a little bit with his little spirit level. It doesn't matter. He's showing exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
The spirit level creates a horizontal, and the pitch was always slightly above that horizontal during cruising altitude. He proved it years ago as well.
How is it any? It's no different to what Adam did. I mean, if anything, I would. Adam's not going to like me saying this. I would prefer Daryl's method when you keep it simple with something like that on a very, let's say, analog toy. Well, you go, it's not a toy, it's a precision instrument. If you're going to try and demean it, it's not a toy, it's a spirit level. That's a precision instrument. Well, he can show it in physical reality, and I can observe it on a camera to a standard that I'd be satisfied with when observing it third hand on a YouTube video. Adam's data, it's from the phone. I don't know. If I was going to critically analyse the two and say which would you have your gun to your head moment, which would you say proves it and you'd accept? Would you be more certain if you only had Adams, or more certain if you only had D Marbles? I'd take D Marbles because I can actually see what's going on. Because you're saying the opponents mock it. You're like, what for its lack of precision? It's like, that would be the one I'd favour.
Yeah, Nathan, a physical device like that, for lack of a better term, is open source, right? You know exactly what it's doing.
Yeah, he's not fiddling with it. Is he fiddling with the numbers that come out of the tool? It's like, I can see it with my own eyes. At that point, no, a YouTube video is satisfactory enough for me to say, yeah, he's validated that. I'm good with that. I've never done that on a plane. He did, and I can watch it on a YouTube video. And now Adam's data is better. And if you want to say you take out the trust element, and I do trust Adam, no, that data is considerably better than D Marble's data. But from a, like I say, gun to your head, which one would you accept? D Marble's
more
is
nerdy.
Go on.
Sorry. I was going to say, I wouldn't say it's better. It's just a bit more nerdy, as in, because it uses accelerometers and that. That's what. So Adam's data is like, after D Marble does what he does, people, the nerds want to go, well, let's check this with accelerometers. And Adam did. No, we already did. There's the data. Do you know what I mean? So Adam's data backs up what D Marble did. What D Marble did backs up Adam. It all backs up itself. You know what I mean? It's flat. You know what I mean? It's all showing the same thing. You know?
There you go.
Yeah. I'm just saying, gun to my head. If you're like, you've only got D Marble's video at that point, I'd be happy to say no. I'll put my life on it. It's flat. I know. I've seen examples. It's demonstrated in this video by D Marble. You can witness it for yourself, gunman. You don't need to execute me, because I not only would stake my life on it being flat, you can verify it in the D Marble video. Now, if I put Adams in front, I'd be like, yeah, you've got to trust that he's not fiddling nothing. Trust me, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Bang. Do you know what I'm driving at?
Well, keep in mind.
Yeah, no, I think.
Keep in mind for a context of the history of this, when all this stuff was going on, when Flat Earth was coming into certain social media spheres, a lot of people who fancy themselves expert in fields that they thought could arbitrate the proposition showed up and be like, hey, guess what, guys? I'm a this, I'm a that. And, guys like Wolfie were on the scene saying, I'm a pilot. And pilots, they can arbitrate this proposition easy, because guess what, guys? We've got access to black box data, and black box data proves that the plane is following an arc path, because it's going to show the plane is constantly rotating momentaneously, where the nose and the tail are doing a somersault over each other. That's their claim, that they proudly said, we got the pilots, the black box data exists, and when we reveal it to the world, it's going to squash you flat earthers flatter than flat, and it's going to prove it's a globe. That's what they were preaching. And guess what? Every person who challenged Wolfie to present any of that data, he never presented nothing. He just presented a claim that somewhere in a dark corner of a box in a plane, it's going to prove the Earth is a globe. Well, that didn't turn out too well for him, did it?
Yeah, and when asked by Brian to actually present it, the answer was no. That'd cost 140 grand minimum. Very difficult to get.
Yeah, and it's glad I got onto that train as well, and I got other people who had come to my channel got onto that train as well. So when they were seeing Wolfie, they were asking him, I don't know how many people were asking him, but probably a good few, where's that pitch data? So he was driven mad with it, which he deserved.
Sounds like a lot of work you did, Brian. Good job.
Technically, I didn't. Technically, I didn't do loads of work, as in the pitch data. I didn't get it. It was given to me by Buck Sodbuster. So a baller gave it to me by pure chance.
Yeah, no,
And he's losing his mind right now.
He gave it to you because you were putting the pressure on. He wouldn't have just. No one's randomly giving me pitch data, Brian. You know what I mean?
No, I put the spotlight on it. I did. I made a point of making the noise. I made it. That's really all I could do because I was under the impression it was because according to Wolfie and Trevor Austin, it would cost thousands. And it's like, well, I don't have that. And anyway, it was like I wanted them to get it because they could probably get it for free.
Well,
being pilots.
Well, before you got here, I was actually alleviating the same guy, Buck Sodbuster's conscience, and saying, look, because he's going nuts in the chat, and it's like, no, you don't need to feel in any way guilty. Yes, you did provide a shortcut to this data that was always publicly available, and I'm grateful that it provided you, specifically, Brian, a shortcut to that. But we'd have got it eventually, so he doesn't need to feel guilty in that regard, and it's not his. That's Buck Sodbuster, some random chat skank. It's not his pitch data, is it? It's the NTSB acquiring the black box data from a plane that had a troubled engine. And he knew where to look. Well, the fact that he knew where to look and didn't feel in any way like guilt-ridden or like he should keep this sacred because he's a globe believer, he's like, well, of course it'll affirm the globe. Nothing. Why would it do anything but affirm the globe? Because Earth's a globe. That's what he'd be thinking when he passed it on to Brian. And the fact that we've gone wicked. There you go. Earth's flat. There it is. There's the line. There's the angle with respect to horizontal. There's the pitch of the plane. There's no arguing with that anymore. We've got the NTSB data where what we had previously was a black guy on a plane with a spirit level and a white guy on a plane with an accelerometer. That's what we had up until that point. Now, they're absolutely and perfectly legitimate in terms of measuring the pitch of the plane with respect to the journey, but it doesn't establish it with the reference on the graph and showing how Earth is flat in black and white from an official source that deals with life and death scenarios. That's the NTSB. Now we have. Thank you very much, Buck Sodbuster. We'd have got it eventually, though. That's what I was telling him in the pre-show, Brian. He shouldn't feel guilty, should he?
No, he's probably getting it in the neck off of people on his side, right? But what's he getting in the neck for? He's probably getting a hard line, but what's he getting it for?
Giving it us.
Being honest. Just being honest.
Yeah, being honest.
That's what. So don't feel bad about being honest.
Are we saying that the Glober that provided you, Brian, with the pitch data, he feels bad because why? Because we're using this to debunk the globe?
Yeah,
does he feel bad about that? He's not happy.
No, because he actually was the one who was. Sorry, Chocolate. He's the one who sent me to Bob the Science Guy's video on attitude indicators that Bob brought out there in the past few days or whatever, and that you reviewed yesterday, Nathan. And he said to me, "You just won't be able to respond to this." And I looked at it, and it was the exact thing that my response video to the responses to the flight presentation.
Oh, it's great. He gave us that too. Oh, Buck, thank you. Yeah, you know what I mean? That was a great response video. You know, that was marvellous. I turned Bob claiming that we should have some sphericity involved in the pitch data he didn't even show. Yeah, I turned that into him calling ill of the dead and the investigations that NTSB do. Should be but isn't, curving around but isn't, flat earthers say it should curve round. It's disgusting, really. Oh, yeah, thanks, Sodbuster. I didn't know that came from you too. Awesome.
Well, what's interesting is Adam's data, the very argument that Bob would be making, there's no need for pitch data. Adam's data shows, and the lift effect, but we just use Adam's data. Adam's data shows that it's not, that what he's claiming is not happening. It's just not. All the vectors of down are parallel. They're not divergent. That's the point of Adam's data. So people who watch the flight presentation, let's say like Buck Sodbuster, because he did watch it, he obviously didn't take in what's going on with Adam's data, because Adam's data is showing that thing is not happening. Then it's proven to not happen by the pitch data. Do you know what I mean? They were attacking the pitch data, but forgetting everything that came prior to the pitch data ever turning up, like lift effect, Adam's data, QE's points concerning drop. Do you know what I mean? All these things, You can't ignore all those things and just come up with some nonsense that has already been, because that's all that Bob has come up with, basically, and Wolfie. Now remember, it's Bob's video, not Wolfie's video. Why has Wolfie not directly made a video that I'm aware of addressing the pitch data? Bob has done it, using some of Wolfie's material. You know, what did they come out with? The argument they came out with years ago. That was debunked years ago. Do you know what I mean? We don't even need the pitch data. That was debunked years ago. Technically, it's debunked by what the pendulous vanes do, right? It has nothing to do with the globe. And Adam's data, if they wanted to get nerdy and technical about it, Adam's data shows it's not happening. Do you know what I mean? It's just not happening. But their argument is something that just doesn't happen. They just need it to happen. And technically, Buck Sodbuster is a more successful flat earther than me, but he's not a flat earther, and that's the problem. He keeps on being successful in the wrong arena.
Adam's just sent me this video of his acquisition of the pitch data with his phone. I'll turn off the sound, Adam. No offense to you. But yeah, I'll leave it up on screen.
Oh, my ears.
Sorry. Well, just imagine jet engines next to you. Now you got the vibe. You can't see it. It's just showing it slightly above the horizontal, right? Which is what it shows in the official data from the NTSB and what Daryl Marble showed with his spirit level. Thank you, Adam, for sending this. You let me know from chat.
It's about what it doesn't show. Every single thing that we produce from flight, like what Daryl Marble showed, that's not official, but it is real, right? Adam's data is not official, but it is real. It really happened. QE's argument is not official, but it is true. You know what I mean? The pitch or the lift effect, you know, that is real. You know, so everything we've been shown throughout the years, it all shows the same thing, that it's not a globe.
What was the degree? I should know this.
Sorry, no point is there a globe. Sorry.
I should know off the top of my head. I can see in what Adam's showing here at 2.5 degrees, right? What was the NTSB degree data? Was it about the same, 2.5 degrees, or was it more or less? What was it?
The average, if they're flying at cruising speed, they're always like, no matter what the plane is, there's always been mostly 2 and 3.5 degrees.
What was it on the pitch that between?
I think it was about 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
I'll have to look at it again. Yeah,
Which
it was definitely
exactly what Adam's got. Adam's got 2.5 on screen now. So okay, fine, cool.
Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, no one's going to argue with that. 2.5, 3.5. What's it 2.5 and 3.5 in reference to?
Degrees with respect to horizontal plane of reference.
Yeah, it's above horizontal. So it doesn't matter if it's only 0.5. The point is it's not below horizontal. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Right. Lest we forget, we are guests in politics. So was there anything queued up that people wanted to ask while you've got us here and we've got an audience? Was there any ballers that wanted to share their pain with us, perhaps? Any clarity sought from flat earthers that wanted to know something about an argument they've had or anything like that? Looking to you, Politics Discord server. No?
No, I think I've heard the same arguments about 365 million times now.
Yeah, same here. Life is good. Earth is measured flat. Okay, well, if that is the case, then I am going to say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering Stream, straight on my camera, then stay tuned, as there will an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to Politics Discord server and my G Plus panels for making today's live show possible, and you for smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.